guys, we're back here on the Hunter Call the Wild, and today we're going to be doing a DLC weapon guide. What we're going to do is we're going to have a look at every single DLC weapon pack, what is in it, and fire every weapon, including the weapons that have come with maps. We're going to do this so that you can make an informed decision when purchasing weapons for this amazing game. Now, let me know what your absolute favorite weapon is in the game in the comments below, and we're going to head right into it. So the first pack we're going to have a look at is Weapon Pack 1. Now, Weapon Pack 1 comes with the Virant 22 LR, which is a Class 1 rifle. It is absolutely perfect for long-range shots on every Class 1 species in the game. Ducks, bunnies, turkeys, geese, anything that is Class 1, the Virant 22 is going to do an amazing job. Now, there are two different 22s in the game. There is also the Zarza 22, but the Virant 22 is absolutely the best because it carries 10 shots, and the Zarza 22 only has 5 shots. And Splat! We got him. Now, the next weapon included in Weapon Pack 1 is the Huyi recurve bow, which is good for classes 4 to 7. Now, the trick with the recurve bow is to get really close. It's not the easiest bow to use because it does have no scope, but getting up real nice and close will ensure a good shot for you. Now, unfortunately, he is giving us a butt shot, but these arrows are so strong that I bet you I get a vital anyway. And Splat! And we did get a vital, and look, oh, it was a little on the high side there, but I did get a vital. But actually the recurve is a lot of fun. It is very challenging, but it is a super fun bow to use. And then we have the Crosspoint CB 165 crossbow, and the crossbow is good for classes 1 all the way up through 9 with the 3 different arrows. Now, the crossbow has an adjustable sight. It is the only bow in the game with an adjustable sight, and the crossbow is the only bow in the game that allows you to shoot from prone without the Like a Pro bow perk. Okay, so we're 60 meters. I'm gonna take this from prone. Beautiful! Double lung from 66 meters, and this arrow literally went straight through this bull and out the other side. The crossbow is very powerful and is a lot of fun to use. Next weapon pack we're going to have a look at is Weapon Pack 2. Now, the Relic Drilling Rifle is a very cool rifle, and it's really amazing for new players. It is actually a shotgun and a rifle all in one weapon. So to switch with the Grelic between rifle and shotgun, you just hold down the reload button. It only has 2 shots as a shotgun, so it is a 16 gauge shotgun. And the beauty of this rifle for new players is that the rifle is good for classes 5 all the way up to 9, so you do have a weapon for hunting those class 9 species. So here's the rifle. Moose are class 8, so they're pretty big. Now, it only has the 1 shot, and then you have to reload. We got a single lung, but it definitely did the job. Okay, so let's switch over to the shotgun. I have buckshot loaded in here. It is 16 gauge for the shotgun, so you have to get nice and close. It does have a nice adjustable scope, and here we go. Looked good. We got full score. It did do the job. It just took quite a while to die. So the shotgun side is good for classes 1 up through 7. Okay, the next weapon in Weapon Pack 2 is the Solikin MN 1890, and it is good for classes 3 to 7. Now, before Scoring System 2.0 came in, this used to actually be my main hunting rifle, and it is a pretty great rifle. Now it's doing this weird thing with the scope right now. I think that's a bit of a bug, but the beauty of the Solikin is that it starts at class 3, so you can use it for things like bobcats and feral goats and things like that. And it did a great job with this whitetail here. Really nice penetration. Definitely did the trick. Also included in Weapon Pack 2 is the Mangiafico 410/45 Colt. So right now I'm using the 45 Colt Full Metal Jacket. This is good for classes 2 to 5. If you want to swap the ammo, you can can just put in the 410 birdshot just like that, and it becomes a class 1 handgun. Now, I do have the handgun scope on, which you will have to unlock as a new player. It is a non-DLC handgun scope, but does need unlocking. So I'm gonna put back in the 45 Colt. We're gonna go after some feral goats here. So as the 45 Colt, it does have 6 shots. The max you can zero up to is 75 meters, so you do have to get fairly close, but that's pretty normal for all handguns. A little low, but it was good. So we got double lung there, so it is powerful from 80 meters, and that did an absolutely fantastic job on this feral goat. Okay, so now I have put the 410 ammo in, so now we're good for classes 1. We have 6 shots still, and we can zero up to 75 meters. The next weapon pack we're going to have a look at is Weapon Pack 3, and the first thing we're going to use is the Eckers 30-06, which is good for classes 4 to 8. Now, the 30-06 is one of the best 4 to 8 rifles in the game. It holds 4 shots, zeros up to 300 meters, and will do an amazing job on any grind. Its only downfall is the fact that it carries 1 less shot than most other 4 to 8 rifles and does weigh 1 kilogram more, but it is very powerful, and one thing it is loved for is the sound it makes. Such a sweet sound. With the polymers, it has absolutely amazing penetration. I pretty much use the polymers for everything. And there we go. We got a double lung there on an angle from 230 meters. So you definitely can't go wrong with the Eckers 30-06. And then we have the Anderson 22 pistol right here, which has 10 shots, only good for class 1. This is a good pistol to use to upgrade your handgun score. Now, it zeroes to a maximum of 75 meters. Ooh, beautiful. Ooh. Got another one. And we took 2 of them. Beautiful. They have a little bit of a bigger hitbox, so that was a good shot. And the Anderson 22 is a sweet little pistol for those class 1 species. And the last weapon in Weapon Pack 3 is the Vasquez Cyclone air rifle, which is good for classes 2 to 4. The maximum it zeros is 100 meters, but it is super duper quiet. This is the quietest weapon in the entire game. And if you use it very patiently and sparingly, you can usually take quite a few animals down and make some serious cash. Now, to do that, you'll basically want to take 1 shot from about 100 meters and then wait for the rest of the animals to calm down. Once they go calm, take another one out, wait again for them to go calm, and keep doing that and keep stacking up those kills. Totally fine. Here we go. And Splat. This one doesn't even know the difference. Look at that. We'll take another one. Looked good. Beautiful. And he is going down. Oh, I got spine. That's unfortunate, but that's my fault. This one, also on the high side, but I had no choice there because he was hidden by a hill, but we did get a left lung shot. Not a huge amount of penetration, but definitely does the job. And the beauty is the fact that the air rifle is so very quiet. It is the best for stealthy hunting. The next weapon pack we're going to have a look at is the Smokin' Barrels DLC. We're going to start off with the 1891 Miller shotgun. It has birdshot, which is good for class 1, buckshot, which is good for classes 4 to 7, and slugs, which are good for classes 6 to 9. So basically, it's good for classes 1 and 4 through 9. So it carries 3 shots, zeros up to 75 meters, and I don't believe it has a scope. And that is 1 splattered ducky. And that is a piebald, which is not rare, but still very beautiful. The next weapon in the Smokin' Barrels weapon pack is the M1 Iwaniak, which is a very popular 4 to 8 rifle. It zeroes in all the way up to 300 meters, and again is one of the best 4 to 8s in the game. How you doing, my buddy? Not so good. And we took 2. Now, the other thing that the M1 Iwaniak is known for is that ping it makes when you take the last shot. There it is. This rifle will do an amazing job on any red deer or whitetail grind, and that is a pretty nice fellow. Double lung, awesome penetration with the polymers. The M1 is an awesome 4 to 8 rifle. And the last weapon that comes in the Smokin' Barrels pack is the Hudzik 50 Caplock Muzzleloader, and this is one of the most popular weapons in the game. It's not the most practical. You can only take 1 shot, and the reload time's about 1.5 years. Not really, but it does take a very long time to reload. down, it comes with this very cool scope, which is adjustable. And with the muzzle loaders, between the mini balls and the round balls, you're able to get between classes 3 and 8. All right, so let's take down a red deer. It has its very own scope. So look at the smoke, and I will actually let this run in full so you can see how long the animation is for the reload time. Now, if you actually did want to take a follow-up shot, what you would do is cycle over to another weapon and just reload the muzzleloader after. But we definitely smoked that mythical red deer. And he is a beauty, and ooh, my shot was a little far back there. We got liver and the muzzleloader. You can't go wrong with it. It is a lot of fun and very deadly. Now, I wanted to point out, guys, that when you purchase any of the DLC weapon packs, usually the weapons are free in the store, and when a weapon comes with a DLC map, like the FL Sporter 303, then you do have to pay in-game dollars for it. The next weapon we're gonna have a look at is the 300 Canning Magnum, and this is actually my absolute favorite weapon in the entire game. The 300 comes with the Yukon Valley DLC. It is 75,000 in-game dollars. It is not free, and while I understand that is a very high price tag, it is worth every single penny. The 300 is good for classes 7 to 9. Its direct competitors would be the 338 and the 338 bolt action, but the 300 has way smoother recoil. I find a little bit more powerful than the 338. Let me show you. It is just so perfect for moose, for Cape buffalo, for lions, for all those 7 to 9 class species. Now that, my friends, is the sound of power. It carries 4 shots, zeroes all the way up to 300 meters, and you just can't go wrong with the 300. And we got left long and busted through the scapula from 170 meters, but the 300 is just so much fun to use. I love this rifle. The next weapon we're gonna have a look at is the King 470 DB, and it comes with the Savannah DLC and is the most powerful weapon in the entire game. This rifle is only good for class 9 species. That's it. And the ammo is super expensive. The only scope you can use with it is the Marksman Exact Reflex sight. So this is what it looks like right here. So it is only good for close range capabilities, and the highest you can zero out is 150 meters. So as a defensive weapon, I think it's great, but for main hunting, I don't use it a whole lot. Now, the King is also very expensive itself. The rifle itself is 90,000 in-game dollars. Here we go. And we were definitely good there, and he is already dead. So it went right through this cape and just about out the other side, double lung from 50 meters, and it absolutely decimated him. So look at this, guys. 470 Nitro Express full metal jackets, 10 shots is $2,660. That's $266 a bullet. So the next weapon we're gonna have a look at is this bow here, which is the Koter CB65. It comes in the high-tech hunting pack along with the night vision binoculars, the night vision scope, this amazing bow, and the bright side rangefinder bow sight, which we are going to use right now. Now, this is a sweet little bow. It zeroes in at 20, 40, and 60 meters. This bow sight makes bow hunting super easy. So basically, how it works is you line up the red dot on the target, you press E on PC, so then it does the measuring for you, and then the green dot is where you aim. Okay, let's try this again. And he went splat. So this really is a great bow. Can even take down little bunnies with it. That is the CB65. The next weapon we're gonna have a look at is the Nordin 20 gauge shotgun, which comes with the Duck and Cover DLC. This is it here. It has 3 shots. I have the slugs loaded, and with the slugs, it does zero up to 150 meters. Here's the ammo here. This shotgun covers for classes 1 to 7, but doesn't get those classes 8 and 9. Okay, let's try out the slugs. And he is dropping. Took him a second, but I think we got a vital shot there. So this is actually a semi-automatic shotgun. Okay, so there we go. We got a right long, not huge penetration, but definitely did the job. That was a 100-meter shot. So this is the Alexander longbow. This bow comes with Silver Ridge peaks. It doesn't have a scope. We have someone who's not happy to see us right now, and is a very tough bow. It is very similar to the recurve bow. The trick is to get nice and close to your target and aim right at the end of the arrow. Just like that. It's getting up close that can be very tough, but it is a very fun bow to use. So we're probably gonna have pretty crazy penetration being that close, and we did. I don't think I've ever seen an arrow go straight through the other side, including the scapula. So it is very powerful, especially with the 700 grains. The Alexander longbow is good for classes 1 all the way up to 9. The next weapon we're gonna have a look at is the Couso model 1897 16 gauge pump action shotgun. It comes with the Rancho DLC and it carries 5 shots, which is a huge bonus in my books. It zeroes up to 75 meters. You can use it with or without the scope. I'm a little better with the scope because I don't have the greatest eyesight, and in my opinion, it is one of the best shotguns in the game. Just having 5 shots is a huge bonus, not having to stop and reload. And that was a 45-meter shot, and that is one beautiful Eurasian teal. The 12 gauge is good for classes 1 all the way through 8, but does not get class 9. And then we have the Strecker SXS 20 gauge shotgun, which comes in the Wild Goose Chase DLC. This shotgun only has 2 shots. You cannot put the shotgun scope on it, and it also zeroes up to 75 meters. I personally prefer to have a shotgun that has 5 or 6 shots. I like the Couso and the Cacciatore the best out of all the shotguns for that very reason. You can always put 2 shotguns side by side, and when you take your first 2 shots, just cycle over to the second shotgun and continue shooting. That is one way to get around it. And we got it. Beautiful. And that's it. You run out of ammo really quick. So that was a 55-meter shot with the 20 gauge. So this shotgun is good for classes 1 all the way through 7. The next weapon we're going to have a look at is the Kullman 22H bolt action rifle. It is good for classes 1 and 2 only. Now the Kullman comes with the Mississippi Acres DLC. It is a very highly accurate weapon. The max you can zero with it is 150 meters. And we got him. 10.86. We definitely need a bigger one, but that was a beautiful double lung shot from the Kullman, and look at the crazy penetration. Now the next weapon pack we're gonna have a look at is one of my favorites, and that is the Modern Rifles DLC. Now we're gonna start off using the Zarza 223, which is absolutely fantastic on things like raccoons, bobcats, feral goats. It is good for classes 2 to 4. Now, it's not going to do a great job on things like whitetail or bigger class 4 species, but for those little critters, it will do a great job. And splat! So I would say that the Zarza 223 is a little stronger than the Kullman, even though the Kullman did get more penetration. So there we go, that's the Zarza 223 from 140 meters. Then we have the Zarza 308, which is my absolute favorite farming rifle, and looks like we have spawned a level 3 whitetail. Now the reason I prefer the Zarza 308 over the bolt action 308 is it has smoother recoil. I find it easier to line up a follow-up shot using the Zarza 308 as compared to any of the bolt actions. Now the Zarzas are a little quieter than other rifles, but the 308 packs a punch and will do an amazing job on any whitetail grind. And we do not! Oh my gosh, it is a troll. The 308 did a great job. It gets great penetration, very smooth recoil, just an amazing rifle to use on any whitetail, red deer grind, anything class 4 to 8. And the last rifle in the Modern Rifles pack is the Zarza 22 LR. The Zarza 22 is good for only class 1, so it's great for ducks and bunnies and geese and any of those class 1 species. And we got her. The only drawback to the Zarza 22 is the fact that it has 5 shots compared to 10 shots with the Virant 22. The next weapon pack we're gonna have a look at is the Assorted Sidearms DLC. One of the huge benefits of each of these pistols is that they all weigh only 1 kilogram each, so they all fit into any loadout pretty easily. So we're gonna start here with the 45 Rolston. So it is a pretty cool looking pistol. It is good for classes 2 to 5. It zeroes in up to 75 meters. If you look here, has a pretty cool reholstering animation, and the 45 Rolston does not have a scope, so it definitely is meant for shooting at close range. And we definitely got that fallow. Beautiful. So the 45 Rolston uses the same ammo as the 45 Colt. So I have the hard cast full metal jacket ammo in right now. That first shot was good. We got left lung from 50 meters. So that is the 45 Rolston. Okay, so we have here the 10mm Devaney. It has 15 shots, is good for classes 2 to 6, and has its own scope. And Splat! So it makes a really great defensive weapon, especially when you're getting attacked by wolves. We got neck and left lung from only 15 meters. So the scope that comes in the DLC is right here, the Marksman Devaney Reflex Sight. And the last pistol in this DLC is the 243R Cuomo, and the most practical. With the 243R Cuomo, you can zero all the way up to 200 meters. You can put any scope on this pistol, so I'm actually using the Hyperion scope right now, and it only weighs 1 kilogram, so it fits into any loadout and eliminates the need to carry around the 243 rifle. Now, the one drawback is that it only has the one shot, but it really is a great pistol. So you only get one shot, you better make it count. It is good for classes 2 to 6, and we got them. The reload animation is pretty quick, and I would say that this DLC is worth it just for the 243R Cuomo pistol. Beautiful, we got left lung there from 186 meters. This is just a great little pistol, and I would highly recommend using in most loadouts. The next weapon we're gonna have a look at is the Curman 50 Inline Muzzleloader, which comes with the New England Mountains DLC. This is the second muzzleloader that has been added to Call the Wild. Just like the Hudzik muzzleloader, it only has the one shot, has a nice long reload animation, but this muzzleloader zeroes up to 150 meters maximum, zeroes in at 75, 100, and 150 meters. It is good for classes 4 to 8. Now, muzzleloaders are always a lot of fun to use. With the Curman, you can put any scope on it. It doesn't have its own scope. Beautiful. We definitely got that red deer. And here is the reload animation. But it is very detailed and very long. But the one way, just like the other muzzleloader, to get around it is if you want to take a follow-up shot, immediately cycle over to another weapon, take your follow-up shot, and reload the muzzleloader after. So we managed a double lung shot, so the penetration is pretty great from 142 meters. Not too bad. And the last weapon pack for today's guide is the Hunter Power Pack. And we will start off with the showrunner for this pack being the 7mm bolt action. The 7mm bolt action has 3 shots, zeroes up to 300 meters, and is good for classes 4 all the way up to 9, making it the most versatile weapon in the entire game. With this weapon, you can hunt for everything from white-tailed deer all the way up to lions and moose and those class 9 species. It definitely packs a punch, has great penetration. The only drawback to all of the bolt actions, in my personal opinion, is the jolt it gives with the reload animation after you take your first shot, making it a little more difficult to line up a follow-up shot. So we got double lung heart shot there, pretty crazy penetration, 153 meter shot, and that is the 7mm bolt action. And then we have the Olsen Model 23-308. This rifle carries 4 shots, also zeroes up to 300 meters, and is pretty powerful. So it still has that little bit of a jolt, but he definitely went splat. So we got double lung, so pretty awesome penetration. That was a 347 meter shot. So to get double lung from such a pretty crazy distance, that's a pretty strong rifle. And the last rifle in the Hunter Power Pack is the Tsurugi 338 bolt action. Now, I would say that this is a direct competitor for the 300. It is good for classes 7 to 9, zeroes up to 300 meters. It does have 5 shots compared to 4 shots with the 300, and the 300 weighs 1 kilogram less than the 338 bolt. I would say that the 300 is just a tiny bit stronger than the 338, but the 338 bolt action is great for species such as lions, Cape buffalo, gemsbok, but I would say that the 300 is better for moose. We'll take a second shot, and that lion is definitely gonna go splat. So on the first shot there, we did get left lung from 204 meters. With the angle there, that's pretty great penetration on a lion. So the 338 is a great option for classes 7 to 9. Click right here for the top 10 best DLC weapons. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will definitely see you guys in the next one.